Alex.
Kyle, so going back to Tuesday's outing, was there a little bit of extra breath put in on the first out run down by Aaron Judge?
Yeah, definitely. There was definitely a big sigh of relief. Honestly, I thought it was gone. They're in Denver and how the ball flies there, and then he kept running after it. And it was that was a pretty cool moment. Having Judge, who's obviously a Gold Glove guy out there. I mean, we get to see it quite a bit with Joey out there too. So, but it was still definitely a breath of relief whenever that happened.
Was it the most nerve-wracking inning you've pitched in your big league career?
Probably, yeah. Warming up I was so nervous out there. Played some catch with Lance before he kind of got on the mound, and then I tried to sit down, and my former teammate Taylor Rogers was just making fun of me because I couldn't really sit down. I was moving around. I had to get up and go do something. He asked me multiple times if I was going to be okay, and just had a lot of nervous energy running. So it was probably definitely one of the more nerve-wracking innings I've thrown, but it was a lot of fun.
And one quick last thing for me, 7-inning doubleheader today. What is your thought regarding there? Because I know there's talk about it going back to 9-inning. Do you prefer the 7-inning as a pitcher or the traditional 9-inning doubleheaders?
I would only say if we're going to go 7 innings, we need to count a 7-inning game as much as a 9-inning game. And if a guy throws a no-hitter, he gets a no-hitter. So if you're whatever you set the innings at, I don't know that we really have a say in that. So if you're going to set the innings at 7, then that's a full game. If you're going to set it at 9, then that's a full game. So, that'd be my only take. I don't know. I'm sure, you got teams that probably benefit certain teams more being 7 versus 9. I don't know. I think, it was something for COVID, I think last year to try to, limit travel and limit, extra long. I don't know what it was, but, I honestly don't know that it really matters too much to me. I think it's still a game, and whatever parameters and whatever rules they put in, and you got to play the game according to those.
Thanks, Colin. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Emily.
Hey, Kyle, I know we've talked about this before, but you've been around the game for a long time, but now that we're, less than 2 weeks, I think, from the trade deadline and your name floats around, is it hard not to?
Hold on, Emily, you muted yourself right before you said, is it hard?
Shit, sorry. We've talked about this before, but being, involved in the trade rumor mill, is it difficult to not let that creep into your mind?
Yeah, I think, we're only human if it does creep into your mind, really. I think different from the past, maybe I don't think I've focused as much on it. I haven't been as worried about it. Hasn't I don't think it's really changed too much of my daily, social media or technology use. I'm not going and trying to check out all the latest news on it. Whereas, maybe in the past, a couple times before, I probably did a little bit. But it's just part of baseball, It's especially on a team when you're not, winning as much as you want. In 2018, we were only a couple games out of the wild card spot, and we traded 8 guys away. So, it's just part of baseball. You kind of understand that, there's certain pieces that are going to be moved. And for me, I'm trying to not worry about it too much. I think I've been, had a lot of conversations. I've let people know that I really enjoy myself here and I have a lot of fun here. And, but I also understand that, business side of the game is what it is. And, if there's an opportunity for the team to make themselves better, they will make that decision however they want to. But it's just part of the game, really. It does kind of stink, just because you have families moving around and sometimes it happens on short notice, but, it's just part of the business that we're in. And I try to stay present as much as possible. And I try to worry as much about what's going on day to day as possible. Because at the end of the day, I still have a job to do, whether it's here for the next 2 weeks or whether it's here for the next year and 2 weeks or year and however many months. I have a job to do and I'm trying to focus as much on that, on and off the field as I can.
How does your wife handle it?
I don't know. She kind of the same way. She is definitely the more of the planner of the family. I think I've said this multiple times on here. She's my logistics coordinator, so she is much more not worried. She understands all of the moving pieces that actually have to happen if we get traded. But she's doing the same thing. She's trying not to worry about it because so many times in life you worry about something just to find out that you were worrying about something that really wasn't that important and that impactful on what was going on. So she's handling it good, and she has enough on her plate day to day that probably one of the last things she's thinking about is if we're getting traded or not, because those 3 kids are giving her enough to think about every day.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, thank you.
Mac.
Kyle, is it hard in a season like this where you've pitched so well and all of your numbers are great, you go to an all-star game, can you really celebrate that and enjoy it when the team is struggling the way it is, or can you separate the two?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I try to not do as much of that, celebrating the numbers at the time. I mean, I watched Brian Dozier go through, I want to say it was 2016, maybe, when he hit 42 homers. I can't remember the year, but he was breaking every record for Twins second baseman. I think he might have even set the AL second baseman record for home runs in a season, leadoff home runs in a season. It was everything. I tried to keep reminding him that, because he was in a similar situation where we were not winning, but I still wanted him to understand that, man, if you're not going to celebrate it, we are going to as your teammates, because I think it's a pretty important moment for you, and we want you to have as much fun as possible. And I think that's where my teammates have come in and have been really encouraging and have done an awesome job supporting me. And I think it's something that in this locker room we're still celebrating successes and celebrating big moments as they happen. Wins and losses are what they are. You can only worry about them and control them for the 9 innings that you're playing the game. And then when the game's over, it's either a win or a loss. And then after that, you kind of determine what your attitude's going to be either the rest of the day or for the next day leading up to that game until you get to the end of the scoreboard again. And I think for me, what I tried to do as a leader this year was understand and encourage guys to celebrate victories, celebrate successes that you have, because as a rookie player, you're only going to get your first hit one time. You're only going to get your first home run one time. So if we're constantly, downplaying those moments because of we didn't win the game or we haven't won a game in however many days or whatever it is, I think it's just taken away from the fun that guys have, and it's taken away from, maybe the only season that some guys have or the last season that some guys have. So, I think we're trying to celebrate that as much as we can for everybody.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you.
Anything else for Kyle? Back to Alex.
Kyle, just quickly, because of the positive test from Aaron Judge, I'm just wondering, you're all good to go for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I've passed all the protocols that I've needed to pass.
Thank you so much.
Yep.